Hey there, podcast lovers. Looking for a fresh take on the world? Tune into Nikki's World, where we dive into everything hitting the headlines and chat about just what's on our minds. No filters, just real talk. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding after a long day, Nikki's World is your go-to for genuine commentary on the real world. Subscribe now if you want to hear the real deal on what's going on. Join the conversation on Nikki's World, where every episode feels like catching up with an old friend. Don't miss out.
What's up, y'all? Let's do this.
Alright, guys. Hey, welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, we got to talk about what happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the left crossed the line into domestic terrorism, and they crossed that line where they can't put the genie back in the bottle. We got to talk about that and so much more. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Ko-fi, guys. If you guys want to support, sponsor, donate, and tip to Nikki's World, and also if you want to commission me for a modeling photo shoot, you guys can do that through my site on Ko-fi.com. Also, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have a bunch of affiliate links. First off is Minds.com. Minds.com is a Connecticut-based social media platform. They are an awesome alternative to Facebook. So if you guys value your right to freedom of speech like I do, and you guys want to be able to say stuff online without fear of being blocked, suspended, or deplatformed, well then, gang, head on over to my friends at Minds.com. So I do have the most awesome, and I mean the most awesome affiliate link with Byrna. Byrna is a less lethal self-defense company, guys. They make their top-of-the-line Byrna SD, Byrna LE, PCR, Mission 4, and their newest, guys, their compact launcher. So if you guys value your right to the Second Amendment, your right to self-defense, but you guys want to do it in a less lethal manner, well then, guys, head on over to my friends at Byrna.com and they will make sure that you are prepared to defend yourself. And finally, guys, if you know somebody out there that needs to wear adult diapers and that needs to be put in adult diapers like I am, well, send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply, because over at North Shore, they have their top of the line North Shore Mega Max diaper, North Shore Supreme pull up, and their Eterna boosters, guys. So if you know somebody out there that needs to wear adult diapers and that needs to be put in adult diapers like I am, guys, well then, send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply. And before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, could y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? Wow. That was a mouthful. That was a freaking mouthful. And yes, guys, I am diapered up as always in my North Shore Mega Max diaper with my Eterna boosters. And I'm just in my t shirt today, podcasting to y'all. All right. And before we really get this show on the road, okay, guys, I do want to make an announcement. I did open up a Telegram channel on the podcast show. So I do post behind the scenes content. I do post stuff that normally I would not be allowed to post on any of the social media platforms, but I do post it on my Telegram channel. So if you are interested in seeing the behind the scenes of me, yours truly, and your host on Nikki's World, join me on my Telegram channel. Links in the description below. And now let's finally get this show on the road. Literally, guys. Literally. So yesterday, if y'all heard what happened yesterday, a left-wing radical terrorist who disguised herself as a legal observer tried to impede, tried to obstruct an ICE agent doing his duty in arresting an illegal immigrant in this country who is a convicted felon who should not be in this country in the first place. Basically tried to stop an ICE agent from taking the illegal immigrant away from this country. In doing so, she rammed the ICE agent, causing the ICE agent to fall, defend himself, and shooting her 3 times, causing her to die instantaneously. Okay? And the left is saying, oh, look at these Gestapo, look at these Nazis. The ICE agent's in the clear, okay? Because of the fact that this left-wing radical terrorist used a car as a weapon, and mind you, a car is considered a weapon in the commission of a crime, okay? A car is a weapon. So she used that car as a weapon against an ICE agent, and basically the ICE agent did what he had to do to defend himself. And basically, that is self-defense. But you know, the left hates like ICE agents taking away their illegal immigrants who help pad their votes or who help steal money from the taxpayers. Yeah. So they basically like this. They basically were trying to obstruct. They basically were trying to attack ICE agents and this group who claims to be a legal observer, which is what, Antifa, for trying to legitimize their attack on the federal government. Folks, I'm just going to say this on the podcast show. They crossed the red line. They crossed the red line that we're never going to go back. The left has crossed the red line. We are literally right now going from a cold civil war to a warm civil war. We are one crisis away from a full-blown civil war in this country. We are one crisis away. The fact that the left crossed the line and went from just protesting to now obstructing, attacking federal agents for doing their damn job, we crossed that line. There's no going back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say like this to the left. You can't put the damn fucking genie in the bottle. Since you opened that damn bottle, or I'm going to put it another way, you opened Pandora's box. You can't put Pandora back in the box. Once that opens, there's no fucking going back, ladies and gentlemen. There is no going back. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. The left has decided to go all in on terrorism. The left has decided to go in on political violence. Okay? The left has decided that, protesting doesn't do anything. Now they want to attack ICE agents. They want to attack conservatives, Republicans, MAGA, libertarians, or anybody that doesn't agree with their warped, illogical view. I'm telling you right now, we've gone from a cold civil war to a warm civil war. Another crisis will put us in a hot civil war, and everybody will be starting to attack each other, and everybody will start either shooting, hitting, maiming, or even like basically rioting against each other. We're at that point right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're at that point. And you know who I'm going to blame for all this fucking rhetoric? The Democrats, the left, the liberal media, and the legacy media, and the liberal pundits are basically egging this on, who are basically inciting political terrorism, inciting a civil war. These people want to incite a civil war, but they don't actually want to take part of it. It's like the old saying, everybody wants to be gangster, but when it's time to do the gangster shit, they all fucking flee like rats. And I'm telling you right now, this is what's going on with Democrat politicians, okay? I'm looking at these Democrat politicians right now. They're egging this on. They're saying, these Nazis, these Gestapo, taking away my illegal immigrants that helped me get into office, that helped me steal money or commit fraud. This is why we're going after illegal immigrants. Yeah. And the Democrats are afraid of this because you know why? Take away their illegal immigrants, which pad their votes. Come 2030 census, they lose their congressional seat. They lose it. That's why they're fighting tooth and nail to keep the illegal immigrants, because they want to pad their votes. They want to money launder. They want to commit fraud. Yeah. They want to do all that shit that we've been exposing them doing. Because you know why? The illegal immigrants pad their votes. The fact that people are fleeing blue states, blue cities, okay? And they want to replace the ones that are fleeing with illegal immigrants so they can maintain power. That's the fucking reality here. Trump is literally taking away Democrats' illegal immigrants because illegal immigrants had the Democrat votes. Because in reality, if you strip away the illegal immigrants, strip away the illegal criminals that flee to come to this country, they don't have any power. Their power is like minuscule. But they want to bring the illegal immigrants to replace the people that are fleeing to red states. Yeah. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, you see leftist protesters protesting at ICE raids, protesting anytime ICE shows up at your hometown, your neighborhood, trying to rip an illegal immigrant away. And some of these illegal immigrants, the left doesn't want to hear this, but it's the ugly truth. Some of them are convicted felons. Some of them are prison inmates who escaped their country to come over here. Some of them are wanted criminals in their home country for crimes that would make an average person cringe. Some of them are wanted war criminals. Yeah, but the left doesn't want to hear it because they say, "Oh, nobody's illegal." Yeah, but when you show them the reality, show them the fucking truth, they still don't want to believe it. Sometimes I think like this: it takes a 2x4 just to knock some common sense across their fucking head to make them realize that some of these illegals you're importing are wanted criminals, are convicted criminals, are people who are who are escaping the criminal justice system in their home country for crimes they committed that would make even a diehard liberal leftist cringe when they hear what they're accused of. Like being like even some of the criminals that escape that have Interpol red notices, some of them are convicted of the most heinous crimes like rape, robbery, murder, okay? War crimes like genocide. I don't I don't see the left championing for those people. You know, I don't see the left champion for those. But I'm gonna tell you, this is why the left is out there protesting again against against like Trump taking away their illegal immigrants because they want to pad their votes. They want to pad their power. They want to be able to stay in power as much as they can. That's what's happening. That's what's happening in this country. And I'm telling you right now, we are already one crisis away from a full blown civil war. If another person has to die in this country, forget Shay's rebellion. Forget the whiskey rebellion. We're going to be hitting civil war in this country. Okay? We're already close to it because you know why? Tampon Tim in Minnesota activated the Minnesota National Guard and told them you have to defy the federal government's orders. Well, I'm telling you this, Tampon Tim, if Trump federalizes the Minnesota National Guard, you ain't gonna do jack diddly squat. You ain't gonna do jack shit. Mm-hmm. And the fact that the left, okay, that the left has control of the local government, including the local and state police, that won't help their citizens, but will help the left. I'm gonna say like this: it's time to invoke the Insurrection Act. It's time to invoke the Insurrection Act, send in the Marines, okay, send in the Army, and basically down this put down this leftist terrorist group. All right? It's time to stop pussyfooting these people. As they say, as Dan Bongino would say, Tutsi time is over with these people. These left-wing domestic terrorists, you can't be nice to these people. Okay? You can't be pussyfooting. And this is the problem I see with immigration raids, okay? With arresting illegal immigrants. ICE agents don't even arrest the left along with the illegal immigrants, but then they cause all this agitation. It's time to stop. It's time to stop playing nice with these people, in my opinion. Being nice with these people got us to where we were in yesterday. Playing nice to these people got us to where we are. It's time to stop. ICE needs to arrest everyone. including the illegal immigrant, including the left wing agitators. I don't fucking care about them. I don't fucking care. I don't give a flying fuck about these people. It's time that ICE and Homeland Security get serious. Time for them to crack down. Time to stop being nice to all these left wing terrorists who are using protesting as a disguise to attack ICE agents and federal agents from doing their job. It's time to stop being nice to these people. Okay? Anytime a federal agent or ICE does an immigration raid and tries to arrest the illegal, but then you get leftist agitators, leftist terrorists showing up, that's as well. Stop fucking pussyfooting with these people. Stop fucking playing nice. It's time to start cracking down, getting serious, and start arresting these people. Start arresting these agitators that are harboring, aiding, and abetting these illegal immigrants. Technically, what they're doing is a federal crime. It makes me fucking wonder why ICE agents aren't arresting the leftists that are aiding and abetting these illegal immigrants, and not only arresting the illegal, but they should be arresting the leftists as well. We wonder why Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem is not cracking down on these left-wing domestic terrorists. Okay? Why is Kristi Noem not cracking down on these left-wing terrorists? Because what they're doing by showing up at these ICE raids and trying to impede ICE from doing their job, they're committing a felony by aiding and abetting and harboring an illegal immigrant. Why aren't they arresting them along with the illegal immigrant? I'm looking at you, Kristi Noem, and also Cash Patel and Pam Bondi. Get your fucking ass off the TV screen and start doing your damn fucking job. Start doing your damn fucking job. Because you know why? We didn't hire you to look good in front of the TV screen. We hired you to get the fucking job done. Arrest these left-wing terrorists. Okay? And it makes me wonder why these people aren't in fucking handcuffs. It makes me wonder why these people aren't being perk walked into federal detention center. It makes me wonder. It really does. Makes me wonder why Antifa is not being rounded up, perk walked into federal detention center. Makes me wonder. Are we getting serious about this? Or are we just playing like pretend we're getting serious just so they can appease both sides? But in the reality here, it looks like the federal government ain't getting serious about this. It looks like the federal government is just trying to pussyfoot their ass. They're trying to play, oh, we're doing this, we're going after them. But behind closed doors, they ain't doing jack diddly squat. They ain't doing jack diddly squat. They're just doing it so they can pad their votes, so they can look good in front of the MAGA, conservative, Republican, libertarian, and independent crowd. And basically, they're just grifting. They're just grifting off this. While everyone else is still having to deal with this grip. This is why Dan Bongino is right. We got grifters in this country on both sides. Both sides have grifters, okay? Democrats have grifters. Republicans have grifters. We got grifters on both sides of this country, okay? And they're not, and all they're doing is agitating the common folk in this country. Yeah. Have any of y'all ever thought of that? Have any of y'all put 2 plus 2 together and think like this? Why are the conservative pundits, okay? Why aren't they coming out defending ICE or defending that ICE agent? Why are they all quiet? Why is the Democrats and the leftist pundits are all coming out calling like ICE Nazis, Hitler, and all this leftist gobbledygook shit? Why? Have any of y'all ever noticed that shit? Have any of you guys ever seen this shit? Because it seems to me our conservative pundits are, are deaf as a doornail and basically like so damn quiet. I could drop a fucking bowling ball right here, and no one would say shit. Well, yeah, but you see the other side. Some their own side gets murdered, or what they think is murdered, but gets killed and becomes a martyr for their side. But they all speak like loudly, and you see all these Democrat politicians all talking about, oh, Trump is a Hitler, Trump's a Nazi. These Gestapo agents taking away my illegal immigrants. Telling you what, man, the more the left talks and the more the left instigates, we're moving from a warm civil war and we're one crisis away from a hot civil war. I don't know if any of these people ever realize this, is that attacking the federal government just because you don't like the fact that they're taking away your illegal immigrants, that they are padding your votes. I'm telling you this. We are one crisis away from a fucking full blown civil war in the United States of America. And if you think the first civil war we had was brutal enough, if God forbid we ever go into another civil war in this country, I don't think this country will ever hold itself ever again. I don't think we'll ever see a United States of America. We'll be more like the Balkanized. We'll be like balkanization in this country. We'll be a divided states of America, which means like what? The blue cities or the blue regions will form their own country. The red states will form their own political country. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, we're one crisis away from a full blown civil war. We are one motherfucking crisis away. And I don't know for the life of me how any of these leftists think that political violence solves anything. Political violence makes you look bad. And I don't care. I don't care who the flying fuck you are. Okay? Political violence makes you look bad. This is why these people who go on shit talk and talk about, oh, we should be attacking ICE agents, oh, we should be doxing ICE agents and all this. You know the funny thing about all that, guys, and I'm gonna say this, okay? Cash Patel's already probably got like what, a dozen FBI agents looking pouring over TikTok and probably looking at your shit and probably looking at like what you say online. Come on. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked out of my diaper if Cash Patel is watching every leftist saying about attacking ICE agents, doxing ICE agents, doxing conservatives, attacking Republicans, or anyone that disagrees with them, I wouldn't be surprised if Cash Patel is getting intelligence and basically writing down names of these people that's saying this shit and literally threatening federal agents. Surprised if Cash Patel already got names already in the book, ready to go after these people, and the left thinks that they're going to get away with saying it. I'm telling you right now, hope these people love federal prison, because that's where they're gonna wind up. That's where they're gonna go. That's where they're gonna wind up. I hope these people love it, because, quite frankly, that's where they fucking belong. That's where they really fucking belong. And as far as Antifa, I've seen on social media, okay, where Antifa is already threatening ICE agents with their life and threatening to shoot them. At this point, I have to question whether Cash Patel is serious about taking these people down. I have to question whether Kristi Noem is serious about going after these left-wing domestic terrorists. I have to question, are they serious, or are they just bluffing in front of us just to make it look like you're serious, and just to make it look like you're doing shit, but when in reality, I don't see the results. I don't see the results of your work or your labor. I don't see the results of it. Come on. I want to know, are you really serious, or you're just pulling our chain? Just wondering. I'm just wondering, because I'm as I'm watching this incident unfold, I'm wondering, are you guys fucking serious? Or you guys are just pulling my chain or pulling my diaper? I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering. Because you got Antifa being emboldened by what happened yesterday, now threatening to murder Republicans, conservatives, MAGA, libertarians, independents, ICE agents, federal agents. I'm wondering, when is Cash Patel going to get fucking serious, take down these people, arrest them, throw them in federal prison where they fucking, wondering if that's going to happen. Wondering. Because as I sit and watch this on social media, on X, on all my alternative social media platforms, or on YouTube and Rumble, I wonder, ladies and gentlemen, is the federal government going to get serious? Are they really going to get serious in cracking down on these left-wing terrorists? Because if not, you already made yourself look like an ass. You already made yourself look like a fucking ass and a laughing stock. Because some of us want results. Some of us want action. Some of us want, like, basically movement. Okay? The fact that they're all talking about, oh yeah, we're investigating this. Oh yeah, we're doing this. But then you got Antifa threatening anyone who doesn't agree with their bullshit with political violence and death. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just say this on the show here. If our federal government is not doing anything to basically clamp down, like annihilate and basically wipe out this left-wing Democrat terrorists, groups that are operating in this country, I'm gonna say like this on the show, and y'all can flag it, okay? Y'all can flag it on Thursday, January 8th, 2026. It's time the people rise up. It's time the people defend themselves, okay? It's time that people defend themselves. If you get caught up in a protest on some city block and they're blocking the intersection, you have every okay to kick these fucking assholes out. You have every okay to kick them out. Because you know why? Our federal government ain't doing shit about this. Our federal government ain't doing jack diddly shit to get rid of these left-wing terrorists. Okay? But they all say they get tough on international. They won't get tough on left-wing domestic terrorists. I sit there and I go like this. Why have a fucking government when the government ain't gonna do their damn fucking job like I voted for? Why? Why? And I apologize, guys. I apologize if you heard that ring on the phone. I do apologize that. So my apologies there, okay? But like I said, when are these left wing, when are these like this? When is our federal government going to get serious about cracking down on Antifa? They all talked about it. They all made a presidential executive order on taking down Antifa, but I don't see the perp walk. I don't see the arrest. I don't see indictments. I don't see prosecutions. I don't see prison sentences. So it makes me question, ladies and gentlemen, are they really serious? Or are they joking? Are they really going to be this serious or are they really joking? Because at this point, guys, I'm just going to say like this. Our effing fucking federal government right now is a fucking joke. And it's a joke because they're not getting serious about the left-wing domestic terrorists that is going on in this country right now. They are not getting serious. They are basically pussyfooting around. They're basically like dogging the dick over this shit. And then people like you and me are left to defend ourselves. You, me, and everyone else is left to be our own first responder, is left to be our own self-defense because our federal government fails to do their job like we voted for. And it makes me question, guys, why have law enforcement in the fucking rule of law if law enforcement ain't gonna do their damn job, ain't gonna go after these people, and ain't gonna put these people in prison where they fucking belong? I have to ask you this. Why have a government? Why have law enforcement if they're not gonna do their damn job? If they're not gonna go after illegal immigrants and go after left-wing domestic terrorists who are basically like inciting, attacking federal law enforcement from doing their damn job. I have to wonder, ladies and gentlemen. I literally do. As I'm here in my diaper and t-shirt, I really have to wonder. When are we going to have a federal government that gets serious about this? When are we going to have a federal government that gets serious? Because I'm telling you right now, as I'm watching this protest going on in Minneapolis and around the country, where they're blocking intersections, blocking roads, in all this and attacking ICE agents and attacking conservatives, Republicans, libertarians, independents, and anyone who doesn't believe in them? When is it are we going to get to a point where people are going to say like this, if the federal government fails to do their job, when is it going to be that point when the people will have to do it for the federal government because the federal government fails to do what the people voted for? Just wondering, guys. Just wondering. Just wondering. Because I'm wondering, because I'm going to tell you this. The people in Minneapolis who have no fucking skin in this shit, who are being like held up by these left-wing domestic terrorist groups who are protesting this, blocking intersections, this, impeding their travel. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it like this. Because the way the left is right now, the way the violent left is going right now, basically threatening to loot, riot, burn, protest, or even go after anyone who supports ICE, law enforcement, or federal law enforcement. I'm telling you right now, my suggestion, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself a gun. Get yourself a gun, defend yourself, and literally, ladies and gentlemen, be your own first responder. Here's the reason for this. If you're driving, say, in downtown or in a major city, and all of a sudden you get like caught up in a protest in the middle of like downtown and you can't get anywhere and the left's blocking traffic over a protest and you gotta go somewhere. This is why I carry a Byrna LE, guys. Because my Byrna LE has pepper and tear gas rounds in it. The first 2 rounds are kinetic. The last 3 are pepper. All I have to do is if one agitator or one so-called wannabe legal observer who is nothing more than a hitman for the left-wing mob, my Byrna would make them think twice. My Byrna would make them think twice. It would make them think before they do something stupid. Or as they say in the 80s, 90s, it makes them check themselves before they wreck themselves. Yeah, it makes them check themselves before they decide to go wrecking themselves. Because that's what my Byrna would do. My Byrna would literally make the left think before they do something stupid. And this is why, guys, I'm going to say like this. If the way the left is going right now in this country and the way we are inching closer and closer to a civil war in this country, like everyday common folk versus Andy, Brandy, Tifa, and every leftist group and the federal government, I'm going to just say like this. Arm yourself like if it's the episode of the fucking Walking Dead. Okay? Arm yourself like if it's the fucking episode of The Walking Dead, because the way our like inactive federal government who can't do their damn job, okay? You got to be your own first responder. You got to be your own defender. You got to be able to defend yourself if you're caught up in their protest and you're trying to escape it, but you got caught up. You need something to defend yourself. You need something that literally sends a message to these left-wing soy pisses and tells them back off or they're getting shot. It's that simple. And for me, I carry less lethal. All it'll do is make them like cry, cough, and choke on pepper and tear gas for 45 minutes while I flee away from all the mess. Yeah. But if you live in a state, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in a constitutional carry state that lets you carry a pistol in self defense, by all means, do it. But because I live in a blue state like, say, Connecticut, where they make carrying a pistol very hard and difficult, and they make it so restrictive that my Byrna LE is my first line of defense before I have to, like, flee. Yeah. But the way the left is, with these people agitating and basically attacking ICE agents because they're doing their damn job, removing the illegal immigrant, this is why I carry a Byrna nonstop. My Byrna LE goes with me wherever I go. And if I have to encounter a left wing lunatic, I say this many times. Mr. Booker would like to have a word with these left wing lunatics. And let's see how they deal with getting hit with kinetic, pepper, and tear gas. Let's see how they like getting a dose of reality gut check. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I always promote Byrna on my show. I always promote self defense. I always promote the right to defend yourself. You have a God given constitutional right to defend yourself, okay? You literally do. And what that ICE agent did in defending himself, because that left wing lunatic attacked him and basically used the car as a weapon. Quite frankly, guys, that's what happens. When you use your car as a weapon to attack an ICE agent, they got every fucking damn right to shoot you. Cops do the same thing. That's standard policy. Because to a police officer, anything can be considered a weapon. Maybe something the left needs to fucking realize. Because even local, county, state, and federal law enforcement, their standard operating policy is if a suspect is going to use anything, including a car, as a weapon to kill you, you got every fucking right to defend yourself. Yeah. And technically, a car is considered a weapon. Maybe something the left needs to fucking realize. Maybe the left needs a couple of good brain cells because, the left, they don't have any brain cells left in their body. They don't. They don't even have the ability to think. They don't even have the ability to comprehend like everyone else. I'm sorry to say this, guys. They don't have the ability to basically understand what's going on. They literally don't. And to me, this is why I carry my Byrna LE no matter where I go. I literally do. My Byrna LE is my EDC, my everyday carry, along with my multi-tool. Because you know why? You never know if you're going to encounter a lunatic leftist or a lunatic Karen. You never know. But my Byrna LE will make them think twice. Will make them basically check themselves before they wreck themselves, or they'd say make them get right before they meet the guy that's going to literally spank them like their mommy and daddy should have. Quite literally saying it, but that's the reality. But all I'm saying is like this, guys. The left has literally crossed the line into Civil War territory. We're one crisis away from a full blown Civil War. And the way the left is doing right now, and including Democrats egging this on, I'm telling you, we are one fucking crisis away from a full blown Civil War. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, is that I'm going to just say like this. Everyone needs to be their own first responder. Everyone needs to learn to defend themselves. Everyone needs to be armed like we are in the episode of The Walking Dead. Because our government fails to do their job, fails to go after the illegal immigrant, fails to round them up and remove them, gets impeded by left-wing domestic terrorists, and we're caught in the middle. It's time that us as citizens defend ourselves and defend our neighborhoods from these left-wing lunatics. This is why I tell people, if you can get yourself a Byrna SD compact launcher, Mission 4, or the TCR, do it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to be your first line of defense. Okay? But if you live in a state where you can carry a Glock on like a SIG or a Smith & Wesson or basically a Springfield legally, don't. But if you live in a blue state and you can't carry any of those for some reason, or they make it so restrictive, then by all means, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself a Byrna. Go get yourself a Byrna immediately, because I'm telling you right now, the way the left is right now, we're inching closer to civil war. We are, guys. We are inching closer and closer to civil war. And when that happens, it's all over, ladies and gentlemen. It's literally fucking all over for this country. It literally is. Anyway, I want to talk about this before we go. Yesterday, I got this notification from, of all places, Donald Trump's through social media platform. For some reason yesterday, they didn't like the fact that I was posting like I stand with ICE. So they decided to ban me from their platform. I sit there and I go like this. So much for freedom of speech. I thought that platform with all the MAGA members would be okay with saying that I stand with ICE, but then all of a sudden I get banned from their platform. I'm just gonna say like this, guys. Truth Social does not believe in free speech like they claim. Truth Social doesn't believe in free speech like people on Gab. People on Gab say the most outlandish things, and I support it. But people on Truth Social, I say I support ICE. I get booted off their platform. Yeah, you wonder why. You wonder why Truth Social is basically a MAGA echo chamber. It really is. That's why, as a libertarian and an independent, that's why I see those sites as like echo chambers of the left. Literally do, guys. Literally do. Yeah, that's all they are. They're nothing but echo chambers of themselves. They literally are like that. And that's why it kind of pisses me off to see that shit. Literally do. It literally pisses me off to see it. It literally like grinds my gears. Literally does. But I'm going to say this before we end the show today. Okay? I'm going to say this. The left has crossed the line. They opened Pandora's box. They opened the genie in the bottle. they can't put back anymore. I don't care how hard you try, you ain't putting it back. You opened it, it ain't going back in. It's much like the Pottery Barn rule. You break it, you own it. And at the same time, guys, we're in a warm civil war here now. We better act like if they want to take you out for being different, having a different political viewpoint, belief, or supporting the federal government, gotta be prepared to defend yourself for it. Even if it means like taking, like even means doing the Kyle Rittenhouse to defend yourself when you're being confronted and attacked by left wing terrorists. We're gonna be in that point sooner or later, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, we're getting to that point. We're gonna be in that situation. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is why I'm telling people need to be their own first responder. People need to learn to defend themselves, learn self-defense. People really do. Because the left-wing domestic terrorists just inched us closer to civil war. And once we get to a full-blown civil war in this country, guys, there's no putting the genie back in the bottle. There's no putting Pandora back in the box. Once that's open, there's no going back. And I'm gonna give this stark warning to the leftists. You guys want to incite a civil war? Be my guest, but be prepared for the consequences and repercussions. Hope you made your final arrangements, and hope you made peace with your maker, because once we go to a full blown hot civil war, don't cry. Don't cry when shit hits the fucking fan. Don't cry. Because I'm gonna just say like this. You wanted it, you got it. And that's what you're getting. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. I will see y'all soon. Bye for now.
You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.